So, just in case anyone's interested, or in case anyone watches this when it's a video later, the featured deck for this evening is the Wiser Tarot, which I recently got and which I'm going to review soon. I think it's a bit of a mess, actually. It's been coloured in really dark colours. Look at that. I mean, this is brightly lit, but it's dark, and the skies are blotchy. And I mean, the figures are quite well coloured in. Like, you know, some of the cards look quite nice. Very nice too. You know, and some of them, when there's a bit of red or orange in them, they're quite nice. But, you know, some of them have just come out so dark and just blotchy, blurry, like a smudge of blotches and ink smudges. Look at that. In which world is that a nice recolouring? Hi, Redwing. I'm just doing a little mini review of the Wiser Tarot while we wait for everyone to join us. I just think it's really dark. I think these skies are really... I don't like the way they've done blotchy skies. That's not what I want from a tarot deck. And I think... I don't know, it just looks like a mess to me. Let me show you. I mean, some of them you get a nice bit of contrast, like a purple and a yellow, and that kind of pops. But some of them, there's just not really enough contrast. I mean, that sky is so dark. Strange colouring, isn't it? And this is a mass market deck, you know. I mean, it's quite affordable, and it's in every shop, and the cardstock's sort of okay. It's quite thick, but it bows, if you know what I mean. It's new, and it's got a little bow on it, which I don't think is ever going to come out. So in other words, the printing has made the paper sort of bow like that. And I think the printing process is not sorted out. I think those colours are boring. They're not all boring, but a lot of them are. Like, a lot of them, there's sludgy, muddy bits. There's a lot of purple. There's purple all over this tarot. Universal weight, clean lines and clear colours. Yeah, I mean, I want clean lines and clear colours when I'm reading. I don't want to have to... I want my messages to be clear, you know, and I don't want to be staring at sort of splodgy things that look like they were done in... I mean, to be really frank, it looks like it was a bit done very quickly, and I think that's the aesthetic of it. It's meant to feel casual, isn't it? But, you know, I mean, what's the fun if things are just too casual? That's, you know, that's a nice sort of burst there of colour. But you lose so much detail. I mean, you lose so much detail on the guy's breastplate there, and you know, you lose a lot of detail on the King of Pentacles, his grapes and all that stuff, and the skies. You know, here, Pam's skies here are like meant to be sort of blue and white. They've all been sort of smudged over in purple, so you don't really get that jagged cloud formation. And then again, some of them are like quite a kind of nice burst of colours. So I think it looks like it was done by quite a talented artist, but I think the concept is wrong. So, Diana, you say, all my decks become a little bit deformed due to humidity. Maybe here is the same. Well, I mean, this is brand new, and I suppose, yeah, I mean, this card, for instance, it's completely buckled. It's not flat. And I don't think that's very good. I got another deck this week from Lo Scarabeo, I think printed in Italy. And the cardstock was thinner. I mean, these cards are thick. Look at that. The cardstock was thinner, but they're all flat, you know, they lie flat on the table, and that's much nicer. Anyway, that's my rant for this evening. Welcome everyone, lovely to see you. We are here to chat about tarot and exchange tips and say hi and catch up. And of course, I'm here to do a few quick readings if you want me to. I've done a little reading already about the session that we're going to have, if you'd like to see it. So I did this while I was just getting ready. That's me. That's you, the guys who've tuned in. And that's the session. Jay Castro finally managed to join on a Sunday. New to the channel, but it's been a great resource. Hi, Jay Castro. We're just doing a spread for today's reading. And this is like, so that's me, and that's you guys who are tuning in, and that's the reading. And it looks quite out of control to me, quite frankly. It looks like I've got a bit too much on my plate. It looks like it looks like you guys who are tuning in are kind of slightly out of control. Now, I'm not accusing all of you of being out of control, but maybe someone will tune in, and the session might get a little out of control. And then the moon card, the results of the combination of all of us, a testing time. So I'm keeping my sense of humor. I always think that the guides are here to help us and just to keep us sharp, So I'm here to enjoy myself. I like these sessions very much, and as they say in the pop song, I'm not scared. I'm not scared of this session going out of control. Let's see. I think it's all I think a YouTube live stream is a fairly safe environment for all of us. I think we're going to be fine. So that's great, Jay Castro. You haven't joined before. I nearly always do Sundays 6 o'clock GMT, which is 7 o'clock in Germany where I live. It's a good time for me, and it seems to be okay for English-speaking audience in the UK, and more or less okay for the guys in the States. The west coast of the States is a bit early, I know. And I mean, if I had hundreds of people who wanted to see me, I would do live streams at different times during the week. But at the moment, I just want to do one. I want to keep it fairly regular so that people know. I'm going to do one on a Saturday in February, because it's my husband's birthday on the Sunday, but I'll let you know about that. Zaranglo says, hello from Spain. Love your informative channel. Oh, well, thank you, Zaranglo. I'm very glad that people appreciate it. And I'm enjoying myself. And actually, the interesting thing about this channel is that since I started it, I have learned a lot about tarot, because I thought, well, if I'm going to be talking about it online, I better read about it, So I've actually read a lot over the past 3.5 years. And I mean, for example, the history of tarot is very confusing, and it takes a while to kind of get a feeling for it. But I think I'm getting there. So hopefully I'm going to be an expert one day. Well, here we are. As you probably all know, you can ask me for a short reading. What I do is I've got an egg timer here, and I turn the egg timer over, and I sort of say, well, it's about 5 minutes per short reading. They're free. You can buy me a coffee if you want to, but you don't have to. Tarot with a Twist says hello. Linda de Gonzalez says hi, Robert. Hi, everyone. Great, it's a party. I hope you're all keeping warm if you're in the Northern Hemisphere. It's cold in Berlin at the moment. We're quite far north. We've had snow on the ground, I think, for about a week, and it hasn't melted. And it's a bit slippery, and I can't go for a run. And I don't ride my bicycle when it's icy and slippery. So I'm feeling a bit like a bit of a slug. I haven't had very much exercise, and I'm feeling a bit, like I'd like to like to get the old blood flowing again. Okay, so we can do readings. We can also have discussion of the day, but it kind of is to do with the video I released today. I released a review of a book. This book, Queen of Wands, by Cat Willett, and this is a comic strip biography of Pamela Coleman Smith. And I was negative about the book. I'm not in favour of it. I think it's very beautifully done, but I think the tarot history is not very good. And I think the way she talks about weight, A.E. Waite and Pamela Coleman Smith designing the Rider-Waite Smith is, I think, quite unfair on weight. So I just wonder whether any of you guys have seen that video and whether you agree with me or whether you disagree. Do you think I've been unfair? Okay. Tarot with a Twist said, my question is, how does Miguel truly feel about me? Okay. Tarot with a Twist. Okay, here I have something that I always say in answer to that kind of inquiry, which is this. The question is, is it ethical for us to look into Miguel's mind without Miguel's permission, without asking Miguel whether that's okay? So it's a bit dodgy. So what I would say is this. What I can do is, we can do a reading for you, Miguel, and the relationship between you. And then we might have a feeling of the energies between you, okay? So that's what I can do. So I'm going to do Tarot with a Twist. I'm making a sort of a queue of readings here. I'll just check the chat. Hi, Blissful. Oh, thank you, Linda. That's good to know. Jay Castro, yes, I'll put you down after Tarot with a Twist. So Tarot with a Twist, we're going to do Tarot with a Twist. It's Miguel, isn't it? Miguel. And the relationship. Tarot with a Twist, can you, like, in just 2 or 3 words, give me some indication of what the setup is between you and Miguel? I mean, I did one of these last week and it turned out I was talking about a man and his wife, you know. I wasn't talking about 2 people who were dating. I mean, for example, have you talked to Miguel? Do you know each other? Are you attracted? And I mean, if you could just give me 1 sentence, I think it would be a better reading, okay? Thank you, Redwing. That's kind of you. But Tarot with a Twist, I'm going to start shuffling for you. Oh, thank you, Nicholas. And Blissful, I'll add you. Yeah, sure. Yes, we've been seeing one another since February of last year. Okay, good. That gives us a kind of like a ballpark, okay? So you, Miguel, and the relationship. And then we can sort of infer from the cards what we need to know. Tarot with a Twist, I've got this card for you, the High Priestess. I've got a reversed Four of Cups for Miguel. And I got a Judgment card for the relationship. That's good. That's auspicious, to use that word. It feels like okay. Let me tell you exactly what I see on the cards here, and I'm going to be very frank. The High Priestess is a bit mysterious, and she is somebody who, to some extent, keeps things hidden, and I think that it may be that you need to reveal something about yourself, take a risk, and show something of yourself to the other person. I think Miguel, you see, the reversed Four of Cups is quite a good energy. The reversed Four of Cups is someone who is feeling like they want to be proactive and to be optimistic and move things forward and grasp opportunities and make the best of things. And actually, the relationship itself is aspected by the Judgment card. Now, Judgment card is resurrection. It's the clarion call. It's looking up. It's things are looking up. I think the relationship is well aspected, but I think maybe the key is in this card. Okay, so I'm aware that I haven't answered your question directly. I think sometimes this is how these messages work. You open up a field and you get a slightly different message from the one you were hoping for. My message about revealing something to Miguel, I think, is the message that needed to come through this evening. Okay. We take a deep breath. That was a reading for Tarot with a Twist. It was quite a short one. But it was an interesting and a good one, I think. We take a deep breath, we move the cards away, put them there. We've got Jay Castro, we've got Blissful, who've asked for readings. I'm going to go up the chat again and just check who has said what. Maruko, hello Maruko. Tarot with a Twist, I like that energy. Aquarian deck, favourite deck in my collection. It is a very good deck, isn't it, Jay Castro? And Jay Castro, if you want a reading, just please tell me what the question is. Blissful, TYSM. I don't know what that means. Thank you so much, probably. Question is, what should I know about my boyfriend or I'm not aware of? I'm a Sag, he is an Aquarius. Okay, Blissful, so what I would say to you, and I'll probably answer you after Jay Castro because that's the order of the queue, but I would say to you exactly what I said to Tarot with a Twist, is that I can't reveal things about the other person, but I can look into the energy that is between you, okay? So if that's all right with you, that's what I'll do for you, okay? Because it's just an ethical thing, okay? So I would feel funny about asking the guides for that. Jay Castro, my question is, I'm in a bit of a love triangle between my ex and the girl I'm seeing. Want to see what the cards say? Well, that's quite a specific question. Okay, thank you, Blissful. Maruko, yes, you can have a reading. I'll read you after Blissful. So Jay Castro is next. Let me check what you said. Oh, interesting question, Nicholas. I'm getting there, creating my own deck. It's, okay, a pause in the readings. I'm getting to have thoughts about the Rider-Waite-Smith. I think the Minor Arcana and the Court cards of the Rider-Waite-Smith are very, very good, particularly the Court cards. I think They're the best court cards I've seen. I don't really like the Major Arcana all that much. I think I suppose because I think I prefer the Pamela stuff to the A. Waite stuff. But I'm being more drawn to Tarot de Marseille and pre-RWS decks in terms of Major Arcana. So that's one thing. I might put in a Prudence card because I'm fairly sure there used to be a Prudence card, which I'm fairly sure it was just lost. And then it would be a matter of style. I would make sure it was sexy. And I like clear colours, I like plenty of space, I like clear skies, and I like clean lines. So I like Robert Place, for example. I like Robert Place's graphic design to some extent, but I couldn't use his decks at all. Okay, I'm now going to do Jay Castro's reading. I'm going to go back and check it. My question is, I'm in a bit of a love triangle between my ex and a girl I'm seeing. I want to see what the cards say. What kind of, okay, you need 7 cards for that. Jay Castro. Okay, 7 card reading on the issue of Jay Castro's love triangle. Okay. Okay, a lot of reversals. I'm going to turn the... Okay, so Jay Castro, things, Wheel of Fortune, are a bit out of control at the moment, aren't they? Environment obstacles, environment obstacle, and okay, and it's not necessarily going to get any better. You're going to have your hands full. That's where this is going towards. It seems to me that, okay, you've got the past, death. Let me show you with my patented magnetic board. You've got an ex and a girlfriend. Okay. Past circumstances, present, future. 10 of coins there. Advice, a reversed 4 of coins. Environment, a chariot. Obstacles, a 5 of swords, a defeat of some sort. And where are you going? You're going towards, at the moment, you're heading towards a 2 of coins. So you're heading towards having your hands pretty full. Now, I'm interested in this card for your future conditions, 10 of Pentacles. That's a dynastic card, isn't it? That's taking practical steps, getting real towards, getting real, it is real. It's the reality of, if you like, a family of your own, a dynasty of your own. So it seems that future circumstances are this is going to come up. It feels like things are going to get rather real, at least for you, in your mind, and maybe for the people around you, maybe for both these people around you. I'm assuming they're both women. And so, as I say, I think Wheel of Fortune is about loss of control. Things are beyond your control. So it's not just your fault. It's not just your uncontrolled behavior. It's the combination of these 3 people results in things being a little bit beyond control. But we do have an advice card which we'll come to. It seems that there has been in the past, there's been a death, there's been a change, a relationship did end, and that needs to be dealt with. If it's death card, sometimes that leaves a bit of a wound, doesn't it? In the environment, you've got that, which sounds like it's a time for you to to get things together and to progress. And again, obstacle to this working out, we've got this feeling of a defeat in the past, which again has left a kind of sort of like resonating. It's a sort of a scarred feeling. But you presumably asked me because you want advice. At least you asked the cards. Let's look at this. A Four of Pentacles in the reversed Four of Pentacles in the advice position. And that to me says, don't hold on too tight. So J. Castro, the question is, when I say don't hold on too tight, which relationship does that sound like it's referring to? I can pull another card and for you. Well, again, I pulled two more cards. I got a reversed Two of Batons, which is like, again, don't feel that you can control things. You're not in control. And then I think don't hold on too tight is referring to this person, the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is, well, you're talking about a love triangle, and so we might as well face it. The Queen of Wands is a very, it's someone who's, let's say a woman who's very, has very powerful sexuality and is very comfortable with herself as a woman, as a sexual being, and is, so it's probably very attractive and probably very confident and might be quite pushy and might be someone who just goes through life very confidently moving forward, not necessarily always successful, but always sort of knowing who she is and what she wants, and just with a particular tone. I mustn't go on all night because there are other people. So that's the advice, J. Castro. Something about not holding on too tight, and it refers to her, whoever she is. Take a deep breath. If we were in the room together and it was a longer reading, we could go into it in more depth. That was a short reading for J. Castro. I hope it was helpful. I've got two more people who've asked. So I'm going to move on to Blissful next. Blissful. Question is, what should I know about my boyfriend or I'm not aware of? I'm a Sag, he is Aquarius. Okay, so we'll do Blissful, the boyfriend, and the relationship. Okay. Great and accurate, that's good. Oh, is this the thing about the reading going out of control? Just a second, Blissful. I just need to check what's happening in the chat here. Can you tell my future? No, I can't tell anyone's future. Dougie says, pedo? Is that short for Pedro Almodovar? Check his laptop. Child, 3 question marks. Well, Dougie, we did actually predict, I said I can't predict the future, we did predict that someone like you would turn up at the beginning of the session. So later, when this video, when this live stream becomes a video, you can go back and watch the beginning and you will see yourself predicted there. So it sounds like you're not really here to, you're not really on the level, are you, Dougie? So, but I'm sure the other people who've tuned in will be able to ignore you. Okay. And tarot with a twist says, I have offered a different setting to allow different interactions with one another. That's very good. Okay, and there's Maruko's reading. Okay, I'll do something for blissful now. Sag and Aquarius, okay. This is for blissful. Blissful, I'm getting, you have got the same card that tarot with a twist got for yourself. A high priestess. And again, the high priestess is a lady who keeps secrets. That's her job. She's a guardian of secrets, but I think we're talking about a relationship here. So I have to say that it's the same message in its essence as the message that I gave to Tarot with a Twist, is that the cards want you to reveal something to your boyfriend. Now it's interesting because you've asked, what should I know about my boyfriend or I'm not aware of? Now, people like tarot readers don't always answer the question directly. They sometimes maybe even do the opposite. What I'm getting is answering your question with a different question. What is it that your boyfriend should be aware of about you that he's not aware of? I'll show you the whole reading here. We've got, that's for you, that's for your boyfriend, the Page of Pentacles, and that's here for the relationship, the Reverse Temperance card. Now, that's quite a good state of mind for him to be in. The Page of Pentacles takes things seriously. It sounds like he takes you seriously. But it also sounds like there is a kind of reversed temperance here. There is something that's not flowing in the relationship. You know, the temperance is the liquid flowing from one cup into the other and hopefully back again. It does symbolize partnership. And if it's reversed, it feels like that is not flowing at the moment. So, okay, these are short readings. We're not in the room together. We don't have half an hour together. That's really what I think the cards would like you to hear for this evening. And I hope that resonates and I hope that triggers something a bit mysterious. Let's take a deep breath. That was Blissful's reading. I'm going to move on and clear the cards away and see about Maruko and see if there's anyone else who wants to be on the list. It's 6:30 in England. See if there's any more jokers in the chat. Maruko says, don't want to marry, it scares me, but an astrologer said, I'm going to get married, so I would like to know who is my future spouse. Can the cards shed some light? Thank you. Well, it's always worth trying. Hi 999 show. Okay, Maruko. It scares me and I'm going to get married, so I would like to know who is my future spouse. Can the cards shed some light? Sure, Maruko. Let's give you a quick 3-card reading about that. Maruko, future spouse. Maruko, these are the 3 cards you got. That's the card for you, that's the card for your future spouse, and that's the card for the relationship, the lovers. Not bad. Well, the Queen of Pentacles is someone who is quite secure and happy and safe within the sort of the garden of their life. Sort of the comfort of their life as it is. And the 3 of Swords is difficult conversations that move things forward. So it sounds like you're going to meet someone who will really challenge you and who you might fight with quite a lot at the beginning. And who might even upset you a bit. But this person, I think, might shake you up out of the rut that you're in. And if that sounds scary, the relationship, well, the lovers, I mean, that symbolizes a partnership, that symbolizes love, but it also symbolizes a big decision that you take, and a big decision that you take in a kind of responsible frame of mind. So it's a test of maturity. So I think meeting this person will test your maturity, and you will basically have to face up to the question of whether you've got the nerve to get married. I recommend it, by the way. That was my reading for Maruko. I'm enjoying this live stream. Let me go down the small messages from Dougie, scrolling through. Let's choose it, clear it. So, Rithvik Naidu. Okay. Naidu. Okay, I'll put you down next on the list. Dougie, let me give you better advice. You think your boyfriend is a liar and hiding shit. Listen to your advice. Dougie, your messages are not very clear, but if you want a reading, just let me know. And just ask a clear question. I think you're just being disruptive, but you know, maybe you're interested. Who knows? Blissful says that resonates. Hi, 909 show. Crystal Magic, hello. Cindy Lee, hi. Jojo Jacques Tarot, hi. From London. A little late. My ex. Right now, have no contact with her. So we're going to go Rithvik Naidu next. And then Nancy Baker would like some words about her job. Should I try to get back with my ex? Right now, I have no contact with her. Well, we don't really do yes, no questions, but we look at energies, don't we? So I think that to keep it simple, we will do 3 cards, okay? Rithvik, I'll just do 3 cards for you and your ex. Yes, I think you should. I think you should try. Here's what we've got. We've got, this is for you, this is for your ex, and this is for the energy between you. Well, okay, it looks like you're thinking about it and observing and wondering what to do. You're in your head, aren't you? And your ex, reverse 3 of Swords. Well, we've had the 3 of Swords just now, I think, for Maruko. This is not somebody who wants to give you a hard time, particularly. This is not somebody who wants to make you, to cause you pain or make you suffer or put you through the mill or have a really horrible conversation with you. That's a negative, but it's a good negative, isn't it? And for the relationship, we have this 8 of Pentacles, which is productive. It's not happily ever after, but it feels like it's an 8. It feels like a good energy. It feels like things are happening. It's a flowing energy, the 8 of Pentacles. I would say, yes, you should try to get back in touch with your ex, according to the cards that I see. Yep, I would say so. I think it's worth it. A deep breath. That was Rithvik's reading. We're going to do Nancy Bagel, and then I just came because I enjoy your logic from Phoenix AZ. Thank you. Jojo Jacks, you've given me a question there. Jojo. It's not too late, no. Rithvik, will she come back? I've closed the energy on that reading, okay. I can't go any further into the question today. And there's a question from the 999 show. Okay, guys, we're coming up to Q2. So I think I've got 3 more readings to do. That's probably all I can do this evening. I noticed there's no question from Dougie. Which is a bit disappointing, really. What's coming for me in my job? Nancy, let's do... I think 2 cards, Nancy. The question is quite open and it's not very specific, so the energy will be fairly abstract in the cards, but let's draw cards for you. This is for Nancy and Nancy's job. Well, two things there, Nancy. You've got the bitter and the sweet. And I think the thing about tarot is it doesn't entirely predict the future, but I mean, as we saw with today's reading, it kind of prepares us for possible things. Now, at the beginning of this reading, before we started, I put some cards down, and I got the information that the audience for this live stream was going to be a little bit out of control, and it was going to be a bit of a test for me. And as you can see, we did have that sort of that intervention from someone who was apparently quite hostile, and I was sort of forewarned about that. Okay, so anyway, what I'm saying that because I've got a negative card and a card which I'm going to read quite positively. Two cards for you. We've got the Five of Swords and the Four of Coins. So what's coming for you in your job? Some kind of defeat. Now the thing about fives is they all do move you forward, but it's a matter of processing whatever happens. However you experience defeat, whether it's something that you wanted to happen that doesn't happen, or something doesn't happen in the way that you want it to happen, or you feel personally you go through an experience which is not pleasant, and maybe you feel that you've been defeated or someone's got one up on you in some way. That's one thing that seems to be coming down the tubes. The other thing seems to be this, a Four of Coins. Now, if you're talking about jobs, I don't see Four of Coins as negative in any way. I see that as having a grasp, having a firm grasp on the finances. So, these two, a setback of some sort, followed by a firm grasp on finances. They're connected, aren't they? If you can process this, you get that. So we take a deep breath and we go to the next one, yeah? That was for Nancy. Jojo, and something for Jojo, 999 show. Okay, so we're going to go for Jojo's question at the moment. I've been single for a while now, and I was wondering if love was on the cards for me. Hopefully not too late for the read. Love on the cards for you. I think love's on the cards for everyone, but how can we phrase this in a way that's helpful? Let me look through the pack and see where love is for you in the pack. And let's say that love is the Two of Cups. This is for Jojo Jacks Tarot. Is love on the cards? So now, Jojo, I've shuffled and I'm looking through the pack for you, okay? And I'll tell you where I find the Two of Cups. Is it going to be 3 or 5? I'm going to get the 5 cards surrounding the Two of Cups, and then we'll talk about them. Yeah. Oh, there it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Interesting. Interesting. So the theme of this evening has been the fact that tarot readers, at least this tarot readers don't always answer the question directly. That's my experience of, asking people in the sort of the psychic jobs for advice. They tune in and they tend to say, well, this is what I'm getting for you today. So Jojo, this is interesting, isn't it? I went through the pack until I found the Two of Cups, which is your where love is for you. That's symbolizing love for you. And I was asking, well, where is it? And that was where it was in the pack. So these were the two cards on both sides. Reversed Four of Cups, great. Seven of Batons, interesting. And then Lovers, and then Eight of Batons, reversed, also interesting. Now, what I'm going to do is this. It seems to me like you have a choice between two possible ways of conceiving this. On one side, you have these two cards. We've got a Seven of Batons and a reversed Eight of Batons. In other words, we've got self-defense, maybe even defensive, and Eight of Batons should be swift change, but no swift change. So it sounds like waiting around. It's not happening quick enough. Why am I single, sort of thing. But it might have something to do with being too ready to defend yourself. Okay. On the other hand, we have this. We have reversed Four of Cups and the Lovers. Reversed Four of Cups is a very good card. It's the person who refuses to be depressed. It's the person who refuses to be exasperated, or indeed sulky. And what do? Well, presumably they get up and they go out and they have positive beliefs. And that card we see bolstered by the Lovers card. So I think, Jojo, that's rather interesting. I'll show you the spread again. This was where I found the Two of Cups in the deck. It was, on one side, it was flanked by those two, which I think is a bit defensive and I think is not going to get you anywhere. And on the other side, those two, with this card as the key, reversed Four of Cups, the refusal to be depressed or exasperated or negative, leading to the Lovers. Nice. We take a deep breath. I know the 999 show has a question and might be the last one. We'll see. What an interesting evening this has been. I'm being extra tough this evening because I knew I was going to have to defend myself. Yeah, it looks like the 999 show is the last reading we have. And thank you everyone for saying thank you. If anyone wants to buy me a coffee, they can. I will spend it on books about tarot to make myself more wise. I've been thinking about changing the channel name. What does the tarot say? Interesting. 999 show, I don't like particularly doing yes/no questions. Let's do it this way. If you changed, let's do it this way. What's the energy if you change the name of the show? And what's the energy if you don't? 3 cards for you change it, 3 cards for you don't. Okay, this is for the 999 show. First, the energy if you change it, and then the energy if you don't. Okay. If you change it, yeah, it looks good. I'll show you the cards on my patent magnetic board. If you change it, you have Strength, reverse 9 of Batons, Queen of Wands. What's not to like? I'll go into that in detail if you like. If you don't, Five of Cups, Five of Batons, a lot of fives there, and a Justice card. So I think these are lovely cards, aren't they? Strength, what's not to like? Queen of Batons, very, very, very pushy, gets her own way, lives her own life, is her own self. And the Nine of Batons, okay, that's the entrenched card, being in a strong position, which is a bit defensive. So if that's a 9, you're kind of stepping out of the strong position, or the position that you were entrenched in, and I think you open yourself up to good new energies in the future, especially as it's flanked by those two. So yes, I would say change the name, because if you don't, you've got 2 5s, Five of Cups and Five of Batons. Neither of them are particularly nice energies to be dealing with. You've got the Justice card. You know, you've got a clear head, you've got a good brain. You'll survive either way. But of the two, I would say that's a clear yes, isn't it? Those are nice cards for the yes. Let's take a deep breath and clear the cards away for the 999 show. And we may be coming to the end of this evening's session. Let's see. Oh, good. That's nice, Jojo. Yeah, 999 show. I think we've done very well, haven't we? Guys, is there anybody who previously asked who I've forgotten? I would hate to be the sort of tarot reader who forgets people. In the old days, I actually did. I was very badly organized with my list, and I used to forget people, and people get lost in the queue, and they would get very cross, and I completely understand that. Because you guys do take the trouble to tune in, and then I want you to get a good experience. Is there anything else we need to say? Oh, by the way, I'll tell you, at the beginning of the session when I did my reading, and I had this feeling that it was going to be a bit of a funny session with a bit of a disruption. I asked what I should do to deal with that energy, and I got this, the Page of Wands. Well, the Page of Wands is someone who is at your service, but he's not your slave. He's kind of ambitious, and he's kind of what's the word? He sort of holds himself together, and he doesn't allow himself to be. He doesn't allow people to be rude to him, actually. And I'm glad I pulled that card at the beginning of the session, because I think that guy was being a bit of words fail me. CB7E. We're just finishing CB7E. You're very welcome to join, but we are finishing. The live sessions I do, they start at 6 o'clock Greenwich Mean Time. That's London time, and he was a troll, yeah, and they finish an hour later. So CB70, thanks for joining us. Come back next week if you can. I usually do these on Sunday evenings. On Sunday, February the 11th, I won't be doing one because it's my husband's birthday. So I will do probably Saturday, February the 10th. And on my community posts, I usually talk about what's coming up in the future. And when I'm doing a live, I usually I click the schedule button, don't I? And Brandy, is your hair meant to look like a troll's? Well, I did have trolls when I was a kid. And no, my hair is meant to look like Andy Warhol. But I suppose there's not a lot of differences there, really. I liked trolls very much. And I went to Copenhagen on holiday, and I lost my troll in the cathedral at Copenhagen, and I was devastated. AVP, are you another troll? You, sir, are a fish. No, I'm a lion. What are you? But anyway, it's 1 minute to 7 Greenwich Mean Time, and I think there's a slight element of the live being a little bit out of control, exactly as my dear spirit guides told me it would be. AVP, you're John Marston. Hi, John Marston. Nice to meet you. John, we're just finishing. I do these most Sundays at 6 o'clock Greenwich Mean Time for 1 hour. And so we're about to stop. So bye, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Keep in touch. See you next week if you fancy it. Thanks, Red Wing. Thomas, yes, you are late. Try to come back another time and then join the chat. We do a reading. We have some fun. Okay, bye everyone. Bye. Cheers.